Hello friends, I am Jamit Patel, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center at Navsari. Today we are discussing about thermal power plant. This is flow of content. Today we are discussing first introduction of power plant, then classification of power plant, thermal power plant, general layout of modern thermal power plant, site selection of thermal power plant, and present status of power generation in India. First, what is power plant? The definition of power plant: the assembly of equipment that produces mechanical energy utilizing the available energy sources and then converting it to electrical energy is known as power plant. Classification of power plant. There are mainly four types of power plant. First one is according to type of fuel use. In this time, first one is steam power plant. A steam power plant consists of a boiler, steam turbine and generator. The boiler generates steam at high pressure and high temperature. Then this steam goes in the steam turbine, and steam turbine converts the heat energy of steam into mechanical energy. Then generator converts the mechanical energy into electric power. Second one is diesel power plant. A diesel power plant uses a diesel engine as prime mover for the generation of electric energy. Third one is gas turbine power plant. A gas turbine is a combustion engine that can convert natural gases or other liquid fuels to mechanical energy. This energy then drives a generator that produces electrical energy. Then next is nuclear power plant. Nuclear power plant is a facility that converts atomic energy into usable power. In a nuclear electric power plant, heat produced by reactor is generally used to drive a turbine which is turned to electrical power. Then next is hydroelectric power plant. Hydroelectric power plant in hydropower is electrical energy produced through the power of moving water. In modern technology, hydropower moves turbine that passes on their energy to a generator, which then produces electrical power. Second type is according to mobility of plant. In this type, first one is stationary power plant. Stationary power system focuses on standby and industrial battery application. Second is mobile power plant. Mobile power plants serve as a primary power sources in locations far away from the power transmission lines. Third one is according to nature of load. In this plant, base load power plant. When capacity factor of power plant is greater than 57%, that power plant known as base load power plant. In this plant basically steam power plant, hydroelectric power plant and nuclear power plant. Second is peak load power plants. When capacity factor of power plant is less than 23%, that power plant is known as peak load power plant, like diesel power plant, gas turbine power plant. Fourth, according to nature of organization. In this plant, first is central power plant. These power plants, large capacity plants and generate to electrical power for general sale to the all consumer. Consumer may be from public, business or industry. Second is captive power plant. Captive power plant, this type of plants are run by manufacturing company for its own use and its output is not available for general sale. First, steam power plant. What is steam power plant? Steam power plant converts the chemical energy of the fossil fuel like coal, oil, gas into the electrical energy. Steam power plant basically works on Rankine cycle. We have shown the Rankine cycle in this figure. First, in the boiler, this is the boiler. In the boiler, the steam is generated from water by use of heat of the fuel gases and the steam goes to the turbine. In turbine, steam is expand and which is produce the mechanical power and then utilize the run to generator and work output to the generator. Then after expansion of steam, steam goes to the condenser and condense the steam and convert into the water. Then the water is goes to the pump. The pump uses again feed to the water to the boiler and cycle is continuing. This is PV diagram and TS diagram to the Rankine cycle. First of all, process 1 to 2. This is process 1 to 2. In this process, the water in the boiler, the water is heated and converting into the steam. This is constant pressure and temperature is 1 to 2 is high in the 1 to 2 process. Then 2 to 3 process in the turbine. Then steam is expanded in the turbine 2 to 3 process. It is pressure and temperature also the falls. Pressure P2 to P3 and temperature T2 to T3. Then process 3 to 4 in the condenser. This process pressure and temperature also equally same. P3 is equal to P4 and T3 is equal to T4. In this process condense the steam at constant pressure and temperature. Then process is 4 to 1. This process in the pump and efficiency of Rankine cycle. First, heat supply in the boiler Qs is equal to H2 minus H1. 1 to 2 process heat is supplied. Then here it is 1 to 2 process Qs. Then work produced by turbine Wt is equal to H2 minus H3. In 2 to 3 process, the turbine work Wt is work produced by turbine and it is output of turbine. Then heat rejected to cooling water in condenser Qr is equal to H3 minus H4. In 3 to 4 process condenser, the heat is rejected. Then it Qr. Then work input to feed pump Wp is equal to H1 minus H4. So work is input Wp. Then net output W net is equal to Wt minus Wp. Then Wt is work output to turbine minus work input to pump is equal to H2 minus H3 minus H1 minus H4. Then Rankine cycle efficiency N is equal to W net work output divided by heat supplied. W net divided by heat supplied. Now, what is W net? W net is equal to Wt minus Wp is equal to H2 minus H3 minus H1 minus H4 divided by heat supply is equal to H2 minus H1 is equal to H2 minus H1 minus H3 minus H4 divided by H2 minus H1. Then H2 minus H1 and H2 minus H1 is cancel out. Then efficiency is equal to 1 minus H3 minus H4 divided by H2 minus H1. Then final equation is efficiency is equal to H2 minus H3 divided by H2 minus H1. Because of in this equation pump work is neglected. Next is layout of thermal power plant. This figure shows a schematic arrangement of equipment of a modern thermal power plant. The arrangement of this plant is simply divided into main 4 circuit. We are seeing in next slide. This plant mainly divided into 4 circuits. First one is coal and ash circuit. First one is coal and ash circuit. Second, air and flue gases circuit. And third is feed water and steam circuit. And last one is cooling water circuit. We are discussing in this circuit. To next slide. First one is coal and ash circuit. In this, first coal is delivered from coal mine and unloading in the coal storage yard of power station. Then coal is goes in the coal preparation, and in coal preparation the coal is divided into its grade size. Then coal is transferred to the coal storage. In coal storage the coal is stored. Then coal handling plant is used for the coal store in the bunkers, and coal from bunkers fall into directly the hoopers, and then coal is fall into directly on grate, and coal is spread with the use of coal spreader. Then S. S is the product of coal combustion in the furnace along with the flue gases, and S super of boiler is S handling is S is removed mechanically in S2. Second circuit, air and flue gases circuit. In this circuit, first one, the air is taken from the atmosphere by the action of a forced draft fan and passed through an air preheater, where it is preheated by the flue gases. Then the preheated air is supplied to the furnace to provide air for the combustion of fuel. Due to combustion of fuel, flue gases are produced. Then the flue gases from the furnace pass over the boiler tubes and superheater tube. Then flue gases pass through the economizer, in which water is heated, and then it goes for the air heater, in which air is heated. Then flue gases is taken is passed through the dust and fly ash collecting device, where dust and fly ash are removed from it. Finally, flue gases is extracted to the atmosphere through the chimney. Next is feed water and steam circuit. First, we are starting through the condenser. It is condenser. In the condenser, condensate the steam and converted into the water. It is go for the first feed water heater. Then the temperature of water is raised in the feed water heater by the heat of the steam. The steam is goes from the turbine, then passes through the deaerator and high pressure feed water heater. In the deaerator removes the dissolved O2 from the feed water. Then feed water is heated in the next is economizer. Then in economizer the water is heated from the flue gases, and this water goes into the boiler. In the boiler, water is converted into the high pressure steam. Then the steam is passed to the superheater. Then superheated high pressure steam is supplied to the steam turbine. Steam is goes for the steam turbine. The steam first expand in the high pressure stage of the turbine, then expand in the low pressure stage. After expansion, steam is passed to the condenser. Then cycle is again is repeated. Next is cooling water circuit. First, the function of cooling water is absorb the heat from the steam which is coming from the turbine and to condense the steam in condenser. The hot water is coming out from the condenser and cooled in the cooling tower. This is cooling tower. In cooling tower, the evaporating cooling take place and there is loss of water. In order to compensate this loss, the water from the river is continuously supplied, and the cycle is again repeated. Next, site selection of thermal power plant. First, availability of coal, then availability of water. Next, Waste disposal facilities, land requirement, nature of land, load center, transport facilities, availability of labor, size of the plant, public problems, and future extension. First, availability of fuel. In modern coal-based steam power plant requires huge quantity of coal per year. 400 megawatt power plant required 5,000 to 6,000 tons of coal per day. If plant is located away from the coal mines, it may create problems due to failure of the transportation system. For these reasons, considerable amount of coal must be stored at the power station. Then next is availability of water. Then power plant is 60 megawatt power plant required 20 to 30,000 tons of cooling water and 500 to 600 tons of makeup water per hour. Then next is waste disposal facilities. S is the main waste of product of the steam power plant. Then S generated is 20 to 40% of coal used. S comes out is very hot and very corrosive in nature. Also it is very hazardous to atmosphere and human health. Next is land requirement. Land required not only for setting up the plant but for other purposes such as staff colony, cold storage, ash disposal. Then 3 to 5 acres land required per megawatt mostly for the cold storage and ash handling and another utilization. Next is nature of load. Land must have sufficient bearing capacity to withstand dead load of plant and vibration of machines. Next is transport facilities. The power plant should be near the railway line for bringing the heavy machinery for installation and for bringing the coal. Then location should be nearer to river or sea to get cheapest transportation of coal by ship, or it should be located near the railway track for another cheaper option. Road transport is costlier than other means. Then next is availability of labor. Labor should be available in nearer place. Then next is public problem. Site selected should not any sort of the neighboring areas due to the emission of smoke, noise, water, vapor. Next one is the present status of power generation in India. The power generation profile in the India had a massive growth from 2019. In terms of fuel, coal-fired plants account for 57%. Then hydropower accounts for 12%. Next, renewable energy for 23%. We are seeing in this chart. Then next, nuclear energy is 2%. Next is the natural gases is about 7%. India further commits to increase its renewable energy capacity to 450 gigawatt. While the timing is unclear, recent government reports indicate at in 2030 as the target year for 450 gigawatt target. Then India's current electric grid size is around 362 gigawatt. In this, renewable energy capacity is 82.5 gigawatt is about 23% of total installed electricity capacity. First one is the thermal. In thermal, first one in the coal. India's electric sector consumes about 80% of the coal produced in the country. India has large reserve of coal. By the end of the January 2019, total installed coal thermal power capacity in India stood at 191.09 gigawatt. By 2022, it's expected to witness total installed capacity addition of 47.86 gigawatt. Then next one is gas. India's gas thermal power capacity measure about 24.94 gigawatt as of January 2019. By 2022, it is expected to witness total installed capacity addition of 0.41 gigawatt. Then next one is diesel. India's diesel thermal power capacity measure about 6.36 gigawatt as of January 2019. Then next renewable power plant is 21.21%. In renewable, there are wind energy, solar energy. Wind energy is the largest renewable energy sources in India. Projects like Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission aims to generate 20,000 megawatt of solar power by 2022 are creating a positive environment to India's potential. Then next is hydropower is 13% with a large swathe of rivers and water bodies. As of January 2019, India has 45.40 gigawatt of hydropower generating capacity. By 2022, it is expected to witness total installed capacity addition of 6.82 gigawatt. And last one is nuclear power plant. It is about 1.94%. As January 2019, India has 6.78 gigawatt installed capacity with one of the world's largest reserves of thorium. India has a huge potential in nuclear energy. By 2022, it is expected to witness total installed capacity addition of 3.30 gigawatt. Thank you.